Yo, what's up, guys? Here, Brian here. Welcome back to Arts of Iron 4, The Great War Redux. So, last episode we were playing as Russia, and we made Russia increasingly democratic. But, and, oh, God. Oh my god, and also, so yeah, we were playing as the Russian Empire, now we're, Pavel Miralgrov, with Nicholas II as, accept himself for authoritarian diplomacy. As our still focus, Germany has become a constitutional monarchy under the German Confederation, and Austria-Hungary is dissolving itself by federalizing, and France and the UK are just still themselves like always. The Kingdom of Italy, also the Kingdom of Italy has rejoined the Central Powers as well. That's another thing. So, yeah, that's basically it. Oh yeah, by the way, just a quick heads up about what happened in my Let's React episode 9 reaction on another Timbits article. So, okay. I looked at the credits part, and I realized it was actually Fusion Animations. I knew it was Fusion Animation, but I got that mixed up with Mayhem Animations. Yeah, and of course Mayhem did not participate in it, obviously. So yeah, sorry for that mistake. Okay, probably I should have looked back at it and cut that out. But yeah, I do apologize for that. That was just stupid on my part, to be honest with you. Anyway, FlySwat hasn't returned on Discord yet, so I'm still waiting. Patiently waiting for my good friend FlySwat to come back. Who knows? I find it really funny though, because FlySwat's like the only people out of everyone I knew who online that I actually like talk to in voice chats and all that. Like, I never really voice chat anyone else, other than Green Ghost as well. Green Ghost, I voice chat with Green Ghost, like you see in my Skyrim videos. Object Show more, I mean, Drawing Tablet and more, of course. Spiral, and other people. Though I haven't really got my head straight about, oh yeah, I forgot China fell into a civil war, and this time I set the AI so that the Chinese know they can't surrender now. And right now, the Republic of China is actually pushing all the way to Peking, but the region is saying, no, well, you're fired for being a pro-Republican. Qing has already defeated Mongolia and Tanatuva, and we've got resistance to occupation in the Kingdom of Poland. Alright, yeah, we're going to send our spies to rout out any resistance force. So we're going to send one in Warsaw. We're going to send one in, we're going to send one in Finland as well. Because I don't know why, the Finnish just doesn't like me. Oh, we were spying on the Ottomans. Oh, right. Let me go back to networking on that. Don't want that to go to crap. Alright, we're gonna make resistance contacts. And target will be in the Arab states. So we're gonna go to Moab, or Jordan, should I say. Commencement ready, and we'll be ready to take on and we'll ensure that the Ottoman resistance fighters are ready. For now, we're gonna try. I'm gonna have to set some states back into martial law because I dealt with resistance movement before. So we're gonna have to. So in order to set the, so it's in. So the countries are in the Ottoman Empire, Finland, Kazakhstan, the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, the Republic of Armenia, the Turkestani Autonomy, and the North Caucasian Emirate, or the North Caucasian Emirates. So we're gonna. It looks like, yeah, these are occupied states, which will mean that we're gonna institute press censorship limit down the socialism. We're going to rat out any more things. So yeah, as long as we still have as long as we still have our emperor, and well, we're in an alliance. But however, we can't. My worst fear is losing factories, because these things can sabotage it. These resistance movements can sabotage your factories. So I'm gonna have to go into martial law, which means I will lose a bit of compliance. But these guys did it to themselves. Oh wait, local autonomy. Why didn't I think of that? Because I'm a democratic nation, I should be giving them local autonomy. So we can stop with the Russification. And it could also limit down the resistance movements. Because we're not fascist nations. We're not fascists. We need to try and rat out as much resistance as we can, just so that, So right now, there's a bit of resistance, but it shouldn't be that bad. As long as we secure these autonomies, then we'll be good. We'll probably annex these guys soon, but for now, these guys are protectorates. Russia mainly just got neighboring colonies, that's all. Poland's a colony, Finland's a colony, the Caucasus, as well as Dagestan, or the North Caucasians are colonies. Central Asia is colonies. Not the Far East. We're gonna have to try and win back our freedom, but for now we're stuck with North Stockholm. Alright, update on the Chinese. The Republic of China is actually pushing their pass through the Chinese Empire. So, yeah. Qing Empire. This is republics versus empires. It's like something out of Star Wars. It's much better than... It's basically like one of those dynastic, transitions. Okay, we're gonna gain some more support. We got some stability anyway. Alright, we've managed to rat out the manpower. So as long as we give them local autonomy, we'll be good. Are you kidding me? I give them local autonomy and this is what they repay me with. What a bunch of idiots. Alright. I'm gonna need my secret place to deal with those, so yeah. So I don't know what will happen if rebellions get really horrible. Like, I don't know how to end up declaring war on all these nations, only just so I can regain control. Because I'm not that good at reconquering like 10 million nations in one go. Like, it's one nation at a time for me, but, Central Powers is getting more and more footholds, or more allies, because Austria-Hungary has been autonomizing. Look, they're currently forming Galicia and Lodomeria right now, so they're federalizing. They're deporting Italians. That's absolutely stupid. Alright, yeah. Protectorate of Serbia. If Serbia becomes protectorate, that will mean that, you know, but Serbia's got that Balkan League going on, which means they're gonna go to war with the Ottomans. But the Ottomans have already won in Libya. No kidding. However, they're increasingly democratic, which means they'll join the Entente. But there is one issue though, and that's the Ottoman Empire is democratic, which means they'll join, and France is democratic, and they're going to join the Entente again, and putting me into another war with the Balkans. So, just so we can prevent that, I'm going to create a faction for the Ottomans that I can just, that I can have them avoid, you know, joining my faction. Here goes the tool pack. Faction is our war with the Balkan League. If the Ottomans win this, I think they turn into like puppet states, or they just get annexed, like straight up annexed. But it looks like they're not doing anything right now. They're just, well, it looks like they're doing something now. It's just rebelling. That's all they're doing. They're basically fighting against the Ottomans. So the Balkan League is going to win, obviously, because they win every time. Okay, now I'm Spy Master, which means I'll get an extra operator slot, which means I can probably try my best to rout out any resistance fighters left. So if I can go into resistance, there's a lot of resistance. Organized resistance, like 40% people are organizing resistance movements, which will damage my garrisons. Yeah, my entire empire is rebelling. Like, the only thing left would be the Federation looking stuff. Like, this is what it's gonna look like if everyone decides to, if all the rebels decide to declare independence. Like, they're all just gonna turn Russia into like a freaking Russian Federation looking stuff. Except like except this federation literally still has like bits of the Caucasus, and Turkey would probably regain some of that territory. Plus, that's Armenian territory, so technically that means which means the Turkish doesn't really own anything. It's just an occupied area from the Russians standpoint. But who knows? Who cares? Okay, one of our things got sabotaged. Yeah, this one might be the worst rebellion. It might spark an uprising soon, so we gotta be very careful. Because I don't know what's gonna happen if I don't do anything about the rebellions. Like, if I don't do anything about it, like, their frickin' resistance is, like, ramping up very quickly. And it will do 100% damage to my garrisons. And that is not good. That's why we need to continue our Russification policies. The Chinese Empire is still losing, like always, but it looks like they're gonna end up surrendering. We will send gifts to the Serbs. Yeah, the Qing Empire is screwed. Once they capture Beijing, it's game over. Well, they've already captured like a lot of victory points, but these are occupied states, which means they're dealing with rebellions. Which means they're technically dealing with rebellions from them as well. But if the Qing Empire can like create as much manpower as they can, that will mean that, you know, they can try and hold off the Republic of China or the Kuomintang. But you know, if the Republic of China wants to avoid a total collapse of their state, they're gonna have to, you know, they're probably gonna have to change their ways. They can like, you know, they can go democratic, but at the same time, like, now it looks like they're doing more than doing the provinces now. So yeah, they're gonna add some building slots and all that. We can't do anything about. We're trying to do something with our resistances, but you know, what do you expect? It's gonna be a Russian revolution anyway. Revolution may be gone, but it doesn't mean the revolution is all prevented. There is still a lot more to be done. Let's just say. Okay, the Japanese Emperor is once again dead. Rest in peace, Japanese Emperor Menji. Hello. Yoshihito. Fun fact, he's Hirohito's father, obviously. Because the person come after him, I guess it's Hirohito. Double fun fact, Naruhito is actually Hirohito's grandson. And fun fact, Hirohito's son is actually still alive. Oh my god. Well, I do find it, like, really, like, strange how Hirohito was, like, the last Axis leader to die. Because he, like, in retrospect, like, he did do a lot of bad things with the Japanese Imperial government, but then, like, when the Japanese Empire got dissolved by the Americans, they decided to allow Japan to still have their government, their imperial government, but they have to be a constitutional monarchy if they want to retain their emperor. But, you know, that's what's gonna happen when you, hopefully these rebellions can go down calmly. I think I might have to declare martial law on these states. Okay, so we guaranteed the independence of Romania. We could guarantee the independence of, Oh, we could start the Great War early if we wanted to, but we're not gonna do that because we're not ready for war. Yeah, we're not ready to start a war against the Austro-Hungarians. Or should I say the German Confederation? Because if we do that, they're just gonna freaking win. Secured allied monarchies. Oh, has right. Yeah, Glacia and Lombardia has been released. Austro-Hungary is slowly dissolving itself, which means the Austrian Empire will become a thing. Or it could be the Danubian Federation if it wanted to. But right now, the Austro-Hungarian Empire is slowly dissolving itself, which will mean we'll see a new nation, I guess. Oh, sorry. Now, what's good about the fact that, you know, the Germany may end up losing the Great War is we could probably get Germany into a civil war and they can have Marxism. Though the thing is that, like, who knows what the Germans will do with the new communist government. Roosevelt has survived an assassination attempt, again, like always. Alright, Oh, it's Devon YouTuber's birthday today, I forgot. Happy birthday, Devon YouTuber. Anyway, so the Qing Empire is obviously still collapsing in on itself. The Chinese Civil War is about to end, which will end in the victory of the Kuomintang, or, well, not really Kuomintang, but the Tongmenghui. So, yeah, but they still got the White Sun flag, which means they're technically the Kuomintang, but, yeah, the White Sun's gonna win against the dragon, so it's basically the sun is about to vanquish the dragon, as they probably would have said in Chinese mythology. Okay, alright, we don't seem to have enough crap for everything, so we're gonna have to abandon our chances of dealing with these. We may have to Alright, so let me see the resistance. They're going down rapidly. It's 50-50 now in the garrison penetration chances, but, you know. I might have to call my guy back just to deal with the issues in Finland. Well, if we go low, that means we can do half of Finland, or yeah, we're gonna put it in the middle of Finland because that way they can rat out all resistance movements inside of, you know, Finland, obviously. Unlike the Polish one that had to require 2 agents to deal with it, I might have to declare martial law because they're basically rioting all over the place. And this is worse. Oh, okay, we got a new agent. I'm gonna put you in the Central Asian duties. Deal with issues in Central Asia. Alright. So we may have to declare martial law in some of these territories, which means, yeah. Yeah, martial law time. And once the resistance movements have been, you know. Once martial law has been established, once all the resistance movements have been successfully routed out, we can then not worry about. Then we can then, you know, release everyone from martial law and actually, you know, deal with other issues. But right now, I had to deal with a lot of like territorial issues with the resistance movements and all that. And we can't have that in our government. We can't do anything with our economy, so. We're just gonna keep dealing with the Marxists. The United States have still occupied the normal. Went ahead and went back to occupying states that don't really matter. That shouldn't really matter to them. Like the United States would just invade everything. There's a border conflict going on in southern Brazil, looks like. So, why is there a border conflict? Is this a border conflict? It must be like an uprising, because, you know, it doesn't say they're in a border conflict with Argentina. It doesn't even say, like, where the other border conflict is at. Like, the border conflict should be happening in, Alright, so we do have a claim on Persian lands, so yeah, we have a claim on some Persian lands, some Iranian lands, should I say. But I think we'll save it to the fact that the British are going to be helping us with that soon, so. Oh, it's in progress now, so we're good to go. They're gonna be busy on their mission while we deal with, we're gonna have some Siberian troops in the Siberian fronts. Yeah, we're gonna leave some troops in St. Petersburg, for reasons. Okay, maybe not, but you can see that we only got like 1 million manpower left, which means crap to us. Like, we've only got 119 divisions. Like, look at Germany. They have a lot more than we do. So does Austria-Hungary because of the... Well, they've got as much divisions as us, but the United Kingdom has 91. France has 48. The United Kingdom with all its with their colonies will mean that, yeah. We're basically screwed, is what I'm saying. Oh, there, babu, I'm just gonna allow the Republic of China to take some occupied states just so that it makes it fair on them. Well, it's not really fair on the Qing, but screw it. It's now just a little uprising, and they've at least got some, like, territorial claims, at least. Although, that was mostly Qing controlled, so, Gansu will be controlled by the Great Qing, unfortunately, sorry, the Republic of China, but, yep. Anyway, so yeah, the Great Qing is doing their advancements. You could see that the Great Qing has got some, it is obviously not at 90% capitulation score. That's why I decided not to, you know, let the Chinese, that's why I decided not to let the Qing Empire just capitulate yet, just so that, you know, they have more time. I'm giving them a chance at winning for once by making the Republic of China just bigger. But it makes it an equal match because the Republic of China is in the south, the Great Qing is in the north, led by a family. I'm getting Korea vibes out of that. Great, me. Good job, me. Okay, looks like they navally invaded now. But it's probably just some uprising they're doing. But overall, hopefully, you know, they can even out their scores, and then eventually it'll all be just in one simple uprising. Because all those forces did rise because of the Kuomintang getting more and more influence out of Chinese lands. So, yeah. No, I don't want to watch a YouTube video, thank you. Okay, we don't have any, like, things we can use. And our resources are becoming more and more insignificant now. So, we're going to have to rely on and we don't have enough factories, because I've been building some, because I'm out of resources. Like, Russia just literally wasted all of its resources. But I think it's mostly because of the resistance movements that's been happening. I think it's because of the ongoing resistance movements. Because the resistance have been... Because of all these uprisings, you can see all the blue, which means, like, there's no military slots now. It would mean that they're full, but there is no military slots here, which means, yeah. Resistance. Though at the same time, if we look at other places, there's not a single resistance movement, because I think they've been doing, like, localized autonomy. But the thing is that we need to try our best to deal with other issues. Like, right now. Like, at this rate, we would instantly lose World War II. World War One. We're a democratic nation, yet we don't have any elections. But hopefully we can probably try and regain control or whatever. I can't really see anything. I need to open up Chrome. Alright, Wolf just sent something in Discord. I can't even see it. Like it comes out with a poop image, like a cartoon poop image. Oh, there you go. Oh, sounds like they're done with their mission. Yep, they made some resistance contacts, but right now it's about time they get back to rooting out resistance movements. Oh, well, not even from register. Alright, we're gonna have to move a lot of resistance, a lot of, like, spies to different parts of the nation, because I feel like we need the more. What's more important is that we get rid of more resistance. Okay, so yesterday's in Warsaw hasn't been finished yet. If we look in the okay, it's F6. We go for the resistance. If we press F6, you can see that there's still a high level of resistance movements. There we go. Wait, unite Rufrina. Oh yeah. Unite the Balkans. Alright, so okay, some resistance movements are dying down, but there's still a lot of resistance going on. Like, Finland's resistance movements have been going very steadily down. It might be to the point I might have to change martial law to, oh, we need to change the Polish ones to martial law to route out even more. Yeah, we're gonna have to go for martial law as well here, because we need to try and get rid of as much resistance as we can, since, you know, first of all, resistance is futile, and second of all, like, this isn't really much of a program. There we go, Polish resistance is going down, the Caucasian resistance is going down, Central Asian resistance is going down. Hopefully, if we can just keep these steadily, then we can probably try and federalize, like, give them local autonomy, deal with the uprisings, like, quell with the rioters and uprisings, and then after that we could probably core them into our empire. Because, you know, we can make a promise to the Polish people that Poland can be autonomized. It's just that, you know, we can obviously, like, if we get rid of that, it looks like a freaking, like, flat Soviet Union front, which can easily just, like, you know, gonna go straight ahead. Like, it's just like, we'll just keep moving straight ahead east, and then we'll win. That's mainly the German Empire alone. Alright, looks like these Chinese forces are heading straight up to Beijing. They're getting closer anyway. Their divisions have gone up, their divisions went down, which means, yeah, the Qing Empire is screwed. We're not completely screwed just yet. We could probably just give them a little cheaty advantage. Since this was meant to be like some uprising, and, you know, it's meant to be a rebellion, I'll let them keep Nanjing. I'll let them keep their original uprising spot. Any other parts can just go to any other and then Qing can have occupation of like most of occupy Republican occupied China. First of all, he doesn't want to see. It looks like an actual civil war because yeah, it just makes it look like an actual civil war and a rebellion at the same time. And that was a bad idea. Okay, that was a dumb idea. Okay, never mind. That was stupid. I'm not gonna reload because, you know, let's see what we'll see an alternate outcome with the Qing Empire. Not because obviously, like, you know, if we leave the Chinese Republic standing, then obviously they're just gonna do the same thing over again, like all over again, which is become a direct democracy, then become a authoritarian military dictatorship with a random guy that looks like Napoleon, with Chinese Napoleon, and then that Chinese Napoleon is going to proclaim himself as emperor. Civil war will start, and China just collapses into a bunch of warlord states. So to avoid that, we'll not let the Republicans win this time. This gives the Qing a little bit of a chance to, you know, get some spot. It'll give the Chinese Empire. We'll give the Chinese Empire some spotlight. Despite the fact we could see an early Sino-Qing war. Sino-Japanese war. Like, they'll continue on with their Qing reforms. They can do their random other crap. It's just that they're gonna have to set their Mongolian state and their Tibetan state to martial law. Always, yeah. Qing will collapse once again. So right now, the Great Qing is going to survive for quite a while. I could have probably taken a chance to occupy kind of two of them myself, but Qing will just kick their army and just like go up north, then go up west. Then I'm basically just part of a Chinese, a Sino-Russian Empire, or Russia, China, or the Russo-Chinese Empire, which is just going to be like a really massive version of Austria-Hungary. The Empire of Russia and China, or the United Empire of Russia and China. I don't know which one sounds cooler, but anyway. There we have it. We have more kingdoms now. I always wonder why Germany has a national anthem that's the same as the United Kingdom but German. Like, literally, it just goes like, Heil dich, Yama. Then, like, Britain is like, God save our gracious queen. Like, that's literally, like, the same, like, freaking song, just with different lyrics. It's basically like Germany just went, Psst, Britain, can I copy your homework? Yeah, sure, just make sure it looks like it doesn't look like mine. And then they just, it's basically God save the queen, but, God save the king or queen, but it's the German Empire. I find that completely hilarious, by the way. Huh, somehow I was able to break plastic with my own bare hands. Oh, there we go, focus has been done. I'm gonna record like 2 hours of footage of this, because why not? Alright. Maybe perhaps record some more tonight. Oh, in case you guys are wondering, like, do I take breaks? I don't take breaks, but, you know, I only upload when I feel like it, but, you know, I mostly feel like uploading my own videos right now. They still have them. We still got like resistance movements, but they don't. It looks, yeah, they're still sabotaging our buildings. But resistance levels are going low right now. Okay, resistance levels in Finland are going up. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I have them set to local autonomy. I need to change that to martial law right now because resistance level's gonna go up, and then like I don't know what else to do. There, they're all gonna go down now. Calm down. Okay, Mexico has fell into a civil war. Like, geez. Oh, Bohemia or the Czech Republic has just been formed, and they have our flag. Great. Actually, you know what? That flag is the same exact flag as Indonesia's flag. Not gonna lie. Alright. Okay, yeah, the Ottomans need to surrender like right now. I think they can only surrender when they're not in a faction. But Balkan War. Yeah. That's correct. So I am this time gonna have Albania be released by subs. Not because I want to have some more resistance to deal with, but more colonies, it's just that they need to be released as a nation. Albania is now a nation under the royalists, just for the hell of it. There will be another. They're just gonna be an integrated puppet of Italy. And mainly gonna be with. Alright, looks like the only thing that leaves Austria-Hungary as is Austria and Hungary. Unless they decide to proclaim their own United Kingdom of Austria and Hungary. Which I highly doubt it. They would. Trust me, I wouldn't. But we're gonna wait for... Let's see, will, okay, they're not getting rid of. Looks like they're not gonna completely just get rid of. Right now they're gonna have their own constitutions. That means. Oh, okay. So the Austro-Hungarian Empire will focus prevents collapse of the empire in case of defeat in the Great War. Ooh, okay. So it just means that Austria-Hungary will be divided, but they won't be like they won't be able to collapse because they federalized, and they're basically going to have their own governments, which will make people think that they're independent, whilst they're basically under Austrian rule. That's nice. Time for a new age, Austria. Wait, they still have a national spirit called Czech. Okay, no they don't. But they do have Hungarian opposition. Wait, E. Oh. Oh my god. Okay. Noble partnership. Anti-partisan, there we go. We need to be rid as much partisans as we can. Yeah, nothing this much interesting going on. Like, these guys are continuing their reforms like always. We are just doing our military stuff, so I think I'm gonna pause the video until, I'm gonna pause the recording until, you know, something important happens. Okay, so apparently, Germany has also federalized their colonies, which means, yeah. So, yeah. And Spiral said bloopers, that's great. If you don't know what happened, I just forgot to unmute my mic again. Anyway, yeah, the German Confederation only has Southwest Africa, but they've got East Africa, and Cameroon, and, Togo. That's pretty much it. I'll be back once again. Okay, so right when I stopped recording, Bulgaria declared war on Greece, so this will be a little bit interesting. I should probably do research on those ships actually, because you know. So here we go. Round 2 of the Balkan War. I'll let you guys know what happened. Germans have declared war on Bulgaria. I'm pretty sure my video is gonna freeze, so I'm on. Oh, here we go. Yep, this is the Second Balkan War, and Romania has actually intervened. So let's see. Of the post-war. Alright, so the Second Balkan War has just ended, and it was a victory for the Bulgarian government. So, yeah. The Anti-Bulgarian League has been disbanded, and now Bulgaria reigns supreme over the Balkans. And, yep, there's the Treaty of Sofia, peace at last. Bulgaria has been victorious, as they have control over some Turkish lands, some Greek lands, Serbia lands, like, they have control of Macedonia, they've taken some Romanian lands, so now this leaves the Bulgarians who offers? Hopefully, hopefully, yeah. Hopefully they'll still go their neutrality path and not go join the Great War. Since Ferdinand I has no excuse to, because I think Ferdinand I went to war over some land gains, first land gains, but because he probably doesn't need them, that means he probably won't join the Central Powers, or may join the Entente if needed. Which will open us a new front. Alright, so the Kingdom of Hungary has become a crown land of Austria, of the Austrian Empire, and yes, the Austrian Empire is now exists again. So now the Central Powers have more allies. The German colonies, Italy, Hungary. Now Hungary might be a major player in this one because Hungary's got 3 to 15 divisions. Bohemia's got 1 to 3, and Illyria has none. And Austria has 120 divisions in their territory. So basically, the Central Powers have become very, very powerful, and that's why we might need to find more allies to help us fight them. Now we could be talking about potential allies like the Romanians. Ever since they lost the Great War, the Great War. Ever since they lost the Balkan War, they may want some redemption or something to reclaim their territory. So to fix that, we can go ahead and maybe guarantee their independence. Austria-Hungary is not Austria-Hungary. The Austrian Empire is guaranteed the independence of Serbia, and France is only guaranteeing the independence of Belgium along with the United Kingdom, in which, for us, we will guarantee their independence. We'll guarantee the independence of Liechtenstein and Belgium. The Triple Entente has them on their side, so that way, if the Belgians end up getting invaded by the German Confederation, we can join in a war against the ensure neutrality of Romania. Well, right now, I've guaranteed their independence. The Ottomans, despite being the sick man of Europe, is being cured, in which we could probably have them in the alliance, in hopes that they too have their redemption. So I'm going to be guaranteeing the Ottoman Empire's independence. I know that sounds strange, but we'll guarantee their independence, hopefully, so that way, if any other country attacks the Ottomans, we can fight back against the Ottoman Empire. I mean, we can fight back against any invader with the Ottomans on our side. Despite the fact that we do hold some of their territory, we will guarantee their independence. Which is the right decision, because that actually put the Ottomans at a very neutral stance on us now. But we might need to try and, somewhat improve relations. Right now, again, they're basically going to go down democratic elections. The next potential candidate to join the Entente would be the Great Qing. The Great Qing is going down the democratic path and has been probably going to go into corporations with the Dominion, and is going to be cooperating quite well. Otherwise, they're going to have a united China and... Well, they're going to have a united... Well, they're obviously going to have a united China, but there's no warlord China, so... But there will be, they will have a claim on... Okay. Yeah. They're going to have a claim on our territory. So, these guys are going to be potential in declaring war on one state and declaring war on the other, which will mean total war against the Qing Empire, which could divide the Qing up into between north and south, which yeah could have a potentiality to divide the Qing up between north and south. North as in like North China will, well, Manchuria with Beijing would probably be the Qing government, while the other side may want a Chinese Republic. But otherwise, nothing we can do about the Qing. Other than the fact we're just going to prepare for an inevitable war against the Qing. But the thing is that the Qing doesn't have that much divisions anyway, so they won't be able to prepare themselves for a massive war against the... Oh, there we go. The British Empire has joined the Entente, which means we have now a bit more, we have a lot more allies and a lot more superiority over the Central Powers. Which means we can take on which means once the Great War starts, we can then take on the Central Powers much more easier, since we have our colonies like Australia. Now, there's also a potentiality that Japan may join as well. Then we can occupy Persia. The Ottomans can then, help us with whatever front they are. If the Sultan of Bulgaria decides to join the Central Powers, then we can get the Romanians in. They can go this way. Serbia will remain neutral if we can guarantee, and it looks like Serbia wants to improve relations with us, so we're going to improve our relations with the Serbs, our Serbian brethren. I'm going to guarantee their independence as well, in which hopefully this will keep Serbia at a neutral stance where they don't have to join a war against us. Meaning, neutrally, that means Serbia and Russia are on good terms. Okay, so now we have the return of the Brazilian Empire. This time, hopefully, we don't get the, what is it station called? The, whatever empire they had, but Dom Luis I of Brazil has been coronated as the emperor of the Empire of Brazil. There's a lot of empires. Russian Empire, Qing Empire, British Empire, German Empire, Austrian Empire, Italian Empire. What else is going to be an empire? Not Mexico. Not Mexico though. Mexico got rid of their monarchy long ago. There could be a chance. So we can. Well, I don't know where we can start, because if we've managed to remove a threat of revolution, I'm still declaring martial. I'm keeping martial law on those rebellious territories in hopes that I can rat out all the resistance, and then once all the resistance have been ratted out, then martial law will. Then I can finally confirm that martial law will be lifted from all Russian occupied territories, in which I can set them as local autonomy, and that means buildings won't be sabotaged as badly, and we still don't have, we still haven't gotten the gear we need, because everyone's been too scared. I guess everyone was just been too scared about the whole, rebellion stuff. And yes, if things go wrong, we blame the rebels. Because sometimes they can be the cause of your problem. Okay, we can now create an Indian section for some reason. So, yeah. We can unite the world into the United Nations with the Tsar. Like, we can have a United Nations with an emperor. An emperor and autocrat of all Russias and, well, it would be emperor and autocrat of the entire world if we unite. If we create the United Nations. But we're not going to create the United Nations. Everyone will be, separate. After all, if the United Nations were to form, it would have a lot of, like, these, like, national spirits would have, like, let's say, oh, hey, it'd probably more likely just be, however you guys make it. I can't really think of anything to say. Um. Oh, here's one of like 4 ethnic keys. This one's Russian, Japanese, British, and German, which means yes, we can have this guy in charge helping us. So far, we've only got like a bit of overpowered ones. Like we've got the ones that are from Austria, Hungary, and Russia, but we got one from Japan, Germany, Russia, and Britain. 4 nationalities in one go. That can also help us like root out resistance as well. So we're gonna root out more resistance in Poland. Hopefully this will hopefully that will like get rid of all the resistance out of the area, and then once all the resistance has been cured off in Poland, we can then set them to local autonomy, in which they can have their own government and all that. Because this is a democratic. Because we need to federalize now we need to federalize the empire much further. So basically, we're gonna create a Russian Federation out of the Russian Empire, but it's still gonna be the Empire, like always. So as long as we keep that name simple enough to show how much we care about our people, I guess we can then, we can. Otherwise, another option is releasing these nations as puppet states. When I'm talking about occupied states, like parts of Armenia. I'm talking about Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia. But I don't think I'm gonna go that route because, I could probably try and cure these territories soon, but who knows? I'm just gonna expand the aluminium plants and all that. I could probably annex these guys right now because I've got no use for them anymore. They basically lived their purpose, so I can set, and they're more likely to just be annexed. So yeah, I'm just gonna. Here we go. Let's try that again. Alright, now that they are lowered enough now, that means since they're not contributing to the Empire stuff, that means we can finally change them to annexed, because we don't want the informal protectorates rank for them, because if these guys become like informal protectorates, that means, it just means that they won't join me in any war, and they're more likely to just declare independence and ruin the Empire. I mean, we won't guarantee their independence because they're not even independent, mostly. They're basically going to be annexed into the Russian Empire. Alright, let's see. Hmm.
British capital. No, if this screen is if the final recording is just frozen, I am sorry. North Caucasus oil basin. Alright. Shandong, Beijing. Shandong, Beijing. Beijinga. Okay, democratization of the army, so they're gonna go down a democracy path. What I'm hoping is... you know... Marxism on the rise. Through communism. We've got to be careful of the socialists. Because the next thing I don't want to see is freaking Hitler. Yeah, I don't want to see funny mustache man. I don't want to see the funny mustache guy again. Unless it's Hearts of Iron, then whatever. But still, that guy killed like millions of people. I don't really like him. What are these guys doing? They're gonna do the appeal to the militants. Alright, they could potentially actually go ahead and... yeah, they're gonna try and appease the militants, but that doesn't give them anything. Still got that whole low legitimacy stuff. So basically they need to try and get the Imperial family to have a better image. And that's by continuing on with their reforms. Hopefully there's no warlords for them, at least, because there will be dynasties. Because if they see the dynasties that have risen, then the dynasties will be the ones to, you know, fight. Anyway, right now it's 1914. The Great War hasn't begun yet because I guess Franz Ferdinand hasn't been assassinated just yet. Well, now that they federalized, I don't think the Black Hand will have an excuse to have Franz Ferdinand killed. Alright. I'm gonna end this part off. I'll see you guys in the next part.